Yep. Johnny. Johnny, 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 Johnny. We got problems, my friend. I had to censor the first part of the stream. That's why it was quiet. But now that we're past that, I've gotten multiple reports now of people who bought trout goodyids. However, the bags came labeled as split fin goodyids. So they are now confused and don't know if they have trout goodyids or split fin goodyids. I have reassured them that they're most likely trout goodyids, but I have not seen pictures of these fish yet. And yeah. So what's going on there? Mislabeled bags, my friend. Where's quality control? Going back to kibble versus raw, wouldn't that make frozen fish food superior to pellets? I think that's pretty much like what we all believe. Right? My order of food is live, frozen, even freeze-dried, and then like your flake. But there's some pretty good quality flakes out there that I'm sure are up there, but there's definitely a lot of poor quality flake food too. So live, frozen, freeze-dried, flake. That's kind of my hierarchy. People can have their own little tiers there, but that's my tier. I'll let the right people know. So I guess I know we had about 80 to 100 trout goodyids go out. So I'm assuming they're actually all trout goodyids. But the bag did say split fin, and I don't think you've had split fin goodyids for a while. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, not a big deal. I told them that they're most likely trout, and if they have any issues, they can email me a picture, and I'll tell them which one it is. Or I also said they could email you or Dan or whoever. Sound is good. Yeah, I had it muted there for a minute. Jobs Aquarium Tanks. What's up, Chris? Says, hi, Bob. Do you want some more jungle val? Maybe in a little bit. I'm currently tearing down the fish room. So I don't really have a spot for it. If you still have some, I would say by February, let me know. I'm sure you're probably going to, and we have butterfly split fins. It says 0 in stock when I looked. The Amica Splendens. So I don't know. Maybe they do have butterfly split fins. I don't know. Regina Phalanges, if you're out there, send me a picture, and we'll get it squared away. Oh, or just contact Johnny directly. So yeah. Yeah, I probably won't be ready till around February. So ask me again then if you still have it. And thanks for the 420 there. I appreciate it. And Fish Tank Barn gifting 5 Steenfott Aquatics memberships. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it. And maybe I need to relist. Tanks aren't near each other, so unlikely to get mixed up. Yeah, it would be a pretty weird mix-up. I mean, they're both goodyids, but they don't look anything alike. Well, kind of similar colors. Oh, you did? I just checked my email like 10 seconds ago. Well, now I see it. All right, let's take a look. These are, I don't even have the picture open yet, but I can already tell by the thumbnail that they are definitely trout goodyids. 100%. And that's pretty good size. These are big. These are, I can't believe these are only like $6 or $7. That's way bigger than I thought they would be. You have some nice looking males. Yeah, definitely trout goodyids, 100%. Yeah, I'll have some in February, March, April, etc. It grows faster than guppies breed. I still have some from the last batch you sent me. It hasn't grown at all, but it still comes up and drapes over my 125. It hasn't spread runners. It hasn't died. It hasn't grown. It's literally done nothing but just exist. So, I don't know. Me and Jungle Val really have never done well together. Like, I've never killed it, but I've never grown. And Caitlin, welcome back. I was actually just thinking about you the other day. It says, hey, everyone, I don't think I can say the whole time, but going to catch what I can. Where did... Your name came up somewhere. I don't know where I was looking. And I was like, oh, I haven't seen Caitlin in a while. I hope she didn't die. So I'm glad you're alive. Hope you're doing well. And like I said, welcome back. Good to see you. Everyone don't think, oh, I just read that. Oh, man. Okay. Steenfott Aquatics. I have a 75-gallon setup for over 5 months. Somehow cycle has crashed after cleaning algae off the glass. Any suggestions on how I can prevent crash in the future? Can't find any dead fish. What are your signs, or what makes you think it crashed? Like, you use a test kit. If your fish aren't dying or having any issues, then it probably didn't. You probably didn't have a complete crash. I'm curious if it was a test kit that told you that, or how you came about thinking it crashed, or whatever. I'm not calling you a liar, but hopefully that made sense. Usually, if your cycle crashes and that ammonia goes up, like, your fish are not gonna be having a good time. Like, you're definitely gonna lose some. I've grown 2 75s and a 125 full from since I sent you that last batch. Yeah, it just I do have different water now than I did at my old place, but it's still, like, just doesn't do anything. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. My Val grows super lush in the dark. All my other I've been setting up planted tanks. Every other plant is going crazy, but Jungle Val, it just sits there. API and Aquarium Co-op test kit, ammonia equals 0. Nitrate was at 1 with 10. Yeah, so that doesn't sound like you lost a cycle. You are reading a little bit of nitrite, but honestly, you have way more nitrate, so I wouldn't call that a cycle. It sounds like you just did a water change. Like, you probably cleaned the glass, did the water change, and it's giving you some funky numbers because of the water change. If you're at 0 ammonia and 10 parts per million nitrate, I wouldn't even be bothered by that. Nitrite, while technically is toxic to fish, you need a lot of it. You need a lot of nitrite before it starts affecting your fish. Love the hoodie. It's my Christmas hoodie. 'Tis the season. I'm excited. I love Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. Does Laguidia repens require CO2 to stay red? No, I got some and the red seems to be fading, so it's not required. But if you want your plants to turn orange or red or anything but green, you actually need higher light. CO2 will help color up your plants, but really you can get your plants colored up without CO2 with a really high light. And you can even dose some iron if you wanted to, as that sometimes helps with red plants. But if you've ever so I've, like, in a 75-gallon tank or like a 40-gallon, like my Pogostemon stellatus octopus, my willow hydro, as soon as it grows to the top and gets right under that light, it starts turning orange and red. Just the top part, though. You go like 4 inches below the water level and it's back to green. But highlight is what you want. Highlight. So if it's turning green, then you need more light. Just found a baby fish. There are a few options, and then you deleted the comment while I was reading it. All right. I don't know what type of owl I have, but it grows way too fast. I pull out runners every month. Yeah. There's I love hearing people brag about their jungle val, and I just can't grow it. I could grow every other plant under the sun, but at least I don't kill it, right? It just exists. It's the best way I can describe it. Doesn't die, doesn't grow. It's just there. Just there. A crash after a year is probably just a bad test. Yeah, I mean, especially, like, I'm just assuming like you cleared the algae and did the water change to like remove all the particles. You might have introduced something. You might have, maybe you have some nitrite in your tap water. It wouldn't be the most uncommon thing in the world. If you disappeared, I would be worried about fish tube without you. Is she even here? I haven't seen Zenny in weeks. In weeks, I tell you. I haven't been able to grow normal Val, but then I collected some a street away from a pond, and since it has my water, I have well water. It has taken off, and that's the thing. Like, there's many types of jungle Val. You could order jungle Val from one place. You could order it from 5 different places, and you can get 5 different species of jungle Val. So, who knows? Wait. Who's talking about pipefish? I love pipefish. Blue water gym. What? I don't see your comment. Oh, what are your oddball 10-gallon suggestions, Bob? My last shrimp died a couple days ago, and I want a change. I concur. Pipefish would be fun. But yeah, it's a good point. Depending on your skill set, pipefish would be really fun. Amy says, all of you are the fish friends I don't have. Well, then you do have. It sounds like you do have fish friends. Yeah, you probably mean like real life. I know. This is just the interwebs. Just purchased the Zis tumbler, and all my BN pleco eggs were lost to fungus. Ugh, maybe I need to turn up flow. Grant, I wouldn't use tumblers on bristlenose eggs. I think I have one of those tumblers like right here. Well, at least I used to. I've never tumbled bristlenose eggs. I've literally had them spawn the eggs on the substrate, and I just left them there, and they hatched out. Egg tumblers are more for like mouth brooder, in my opinion. Like mouth brooding African cichlids, egg tumblers are really popular in the African cichlid world because most of them are mouth brooders. I don't know. I generally don't use egg tumblers. Not saying that the egg tumbler killed it. You most likely had something else going on there. But I don't know. I just don't think it's really necessary for bristlenose eggs. Hi, this is a late fee $5 super chat from Ginger Grumble. Better late than never. Alex says, Bob, I need a new heater. Do you recommend the Aquarium Co-op one? My LFSM? Absolutely, I do. It is by far my favorite heater, like ever. Maybe you go back like 30 years to some of like I think the green Jaeger heaters that are just like bulletproof. But if anything you can get right now, I absolutely love it, and I'm not saying that because Corey's my friend. I've got one on this tank. I've probably got like half a dozen running now for I don't know, the last 5 months or so. Well, I've had one running for 5 months, and then I got a bunch of them a couple months ago. But I love them. I love everything about them. So, yeah, I would highly recommend them. 55 gallon. I live in an old house. Gets cold. Should I use stronger watt or 200 watts? I don't know that you would even need, like, what are you running now, Aaron? I feel like one 200 watt heater, even a cold house, if your 55 gallon has lids, even in a cold house, a 200 watt should work. However, I would always split it up between multiple heaters. I would never, like, if your option is 200 watters or one 400 watter, I would always split it up. If you have more smaller wattage heaters, if they fail and stick on, it's not going to fry your fish. Whereas like a 4 or a 500 watt heater gets stuck on, it's going to boil your fish. So I would like if I had like the outlets, I would even do like 4 100 watt heaters over 200 watt heaters, because even 200 watt heaters can get pretty warm when they malfunction. I'm tempted to use a water heater as a tank heater. Yeah, you joke, but there's people that do it. There's people do. Hey, go lay down, please. Go lay down. You're not allowed to cry. No crying. Brand new, not set up. We have plaster walls, and it is real cold. Want to start right. Yeah, I would do more heaters, smaller wattage. Anyfin Ghost says I have four of the aquarium co-op heaters. They are great. What about the titanium heating elements for planted tanks? I'm thinking about getting one of those. Titanium. That's to me that's just rubbish. Titanium. Ooh, it's just marketing. I'm tempted to use. Oh, I already got that one. How can I stop angelfish eggs from being fungusing over? Some will even start hatching wigglers and then die. I have them in a fluval hang-on breeder box. Big shrimping. You could try methylene blue. You add some of that. You can try alder cones. I would go alder cones over methylene blue, just because it's me. I would try like something natural before I would try methylene blue. But those are the two things that I would try. I just bought a bunch of alder cones to gear up for breeding Corridoras myself. So if those don't work, then I'll go methylene blue. But then, you know, the obvious answer is more water changes, cleaner water. There's no crying in baseball. Did we just have a oh my gosh, what is that movie? Nobody tell me. A League of Their Own. Did we just get a League of Their Own reference? How crazy is that? Do the co-op heaters still flash EL after a few months? It's after some. It's like whatever 2 years of hours is. It's basically 2 years. So the first batch will flash the EL, and that's the batch I got. Which is why I got them all for free, because they don't sell them anymore, and he just had a box of them. So I was like, heck yeah, give me some. So yeah, mine after 2 years will flash the EL. The new ones will just turn amber, which honestly I'm not a fan of. Like, I get it, but I'm still not a fan of it. That's the only thing I don't like, but I get why it's there. Just so happens I just got a big old bag of alder cones from KJE. There you go. Yep, you don't need many. Less is more. So I mean, your breeder box, I would put like 2, 3, maybe 4. You know, I wouldn't just load the whole thing up. Does anyone use barley bags for tannins, like for koi ponds? I don't even know what a barley bag is. Would shrimp clean angelfish eggs? Well, shrimp don't eat fungus. So if you're having a fungus issue, shrimp aren't going to help you there. Is the LED on the heater tank temp or temperature setting? Temperature setting. Finally joined my local club, GPASI, Pittsburgh, PA, Greater Pittsburgh Aquarium Society Institute. I don't know. Went there early to see what's happening. First person I met at the door, Eric Bodrock. So many cool fish folks there. Member for life now. Yeah, if Eric Bodrock is there, that's definitely a good one then. Good club to be in. Is the LED, got that one. Joel GJZ, hello, deers. Deers. Alder cones are cones from alder trees, like pine cones, except alder cones. Alder cones. Any good online sources for alder cones? I'm sure there is, but I just bought mine off eBay. I'm sure somewhere in the fish fan, someone's selling alder cones. I think what they say, KJE, which I assume is KJE Aquatics. But yeah, I just bought mine on eBay. I don't know. I bought my what else did I buy on eBay? My 50 micron golden pearls I bought on eBay. Yeah, KJE for online. I've never bought anything from KJE Aquatics, so I can't vouch, but I mean, he's a good dude, so I would imagine like it's okay. Tetra sells barley extract and bags and mini bales of barley as an algicide and immune system booster in their Tetra Pond line. Barley straw can be really cheap at feed farm stores. Is it shrimp safe? I've never used it, but if it's just a botanical, it probably is. But I'm not going to say 100% because I've never, like I said, I've never heard of it, let alone used it. So maybe someone in chat has used it and can help us out there. Whipswirl, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. I know you've been here for a while, but just kind of catching up here. We have a she oak tree in Australia, and its cones look just like alder cones. She oak tree. Oak trees. Oak tree, my favorite. My favorite tree. The mighty oak. Amber Hart with a $5 super chat says, for the deleted message that you were reading, I found a mystery baby fish, removed all of their fish and hoping to find more. Best guess is Emperor Tetra. That's pretty rad. Small business? Boy, if you got your Emperor Tetras breeding, you should separate them and spawn them like crazy, because Emperor Tetras are pretty awesome. Can't go wrong with any of them, right? There's a couple different Emperor Tetras out there. I went so long using a cordless microphone that now it's kind of weird. I gotta get used to all these cords again. Okay, a lot better though. Lot better. All right, there we go. That's the spot right there. Oop. Gotta get the fuzzies off. Strong as an oak, you say? Bonus points if you check out that song later. I'll probably forget, but I'll try to go after the bonus points if I remember. KGE also sells some nice goodie ads when the weather is better. I'm getting some plants from him. Yeah, I've watched a lot of his like plant unboxing videos, but I never ordered. Well, I mean, I get stuff at wholesale, so why would I? But it's, you know, hard to pay retail when you get wholesale. K Walker says, I do like a glow light Tetra. Yeah, very underrated, I feel. One of the many less expensive Tetras that are underrated. A giant school. Man, I just cannot get comfortable. I think I need a new chair. This one is pretty well abused. How do you break creative barrier blocks when starting a new aquascape? So many options, it's paralyzing. Honestly, my aquascaping journey turns very frustrating really fast, to the point where it's like I'm just going to dump all of this stuff in the tank, and wherever it lands, that's where it's gonna go. I'm definitely not an Oliver Knott, but I try to make my tanks look like that, and they never even get remotely close. It ends up being very frustrating to me, where I'm just like, I'm on the other side of the room, just throwing in wood and rocks, and wherever it lands, that's where it goes. Teach you the wholesale ways. It's a very frustrating business. I wouldn't really recommend it, but the wholesale way is you have to own a business. Like I have my business license, I have my resale permit, I have my endorsement by the Washington State Fish and Wildlife Department. There's fees and fines and taxes. It's questionable if it's even worth it, to be honest. Especially when something goes bad, because wholesale fish don't have guarantees. If they're alive, when you get them, that's the only guarantee. If they die 30 minutes later, you're out. So I just ordered a bunch of Corridoras and had 8 survive. So I'm out $300. Nothing I can do. However, if you were to do that to a retailer, most likely you're going to get some kind of credit back, right? Doesn't happen in wholesale. So it's not always as cracked up as it seems to be. I don't think I said that right, but why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? I want to get the black emperor tetras and some albino and some Cary blue. The Cary blues are my favorite by far. I used to have a really nice school of them years back. Mexicali Fish Keeper says, hello, Mandy, Bob, Daniel, Regina, Jerome, LRA, Eric, Paul, Lady, Whip, and everyone else. Hello. I've never bought alder cones from KJE, but I've made several purchases, 100% confidence based on past service. There you go. Start with the jungle look. Yeah. That's pretty much my go-to. Like, I try, it never works out. This last tank I set up, I think it would have looked pretty good if it would have worked out, but my gobies and the aspidoras just uproot everything. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my carpet. I wanted my 20 long to be fully carpeted, but I think I'm already ready to give up. So I'm going to put some stem plants in there probably this week sometime. Kay says, what's the oldest fish in the fish room at the moment? That's a good question. I have so many rainbow fish that I've just had for years. It's got to be one of my rainbow fish. I couldn't tell you which one. Wholesale isn't all it's cracked up to be. Hard to pay retail when I get wholesale. Yeah, I'm just trying to set expectations. Trust me, it's nice being able to buy fish for $1 or $2. But wholesalers also don't really care about shipping charges. So they don't try to like negotiate cheaper shipping like retailers do. So for me to get fish shipped from Florida, it's about $150 because again, they don't have to pay it. I have to pay it. So you have to order so many fish to make up for that shipping charge that most people don't have the capacity to do that, right? Most of us don't have 40 fish tanks in our fish room. There's minimum purchases, so you got to buy $300 worth of, for instance, just an example, but $300 worth of fish. That's a couple hundred fish, of all different types. Most places won't let you, like, pick and choose. Like, I only want the rare and exotic stuff. Some places like, no, you're gonna have to buy some tetras or something too. So you got to figure them out. Some will let you buy like just $300 worth of one fish, but most of them are trying to make money, so they want you to spread it out. But it's a learning game, and there's good wholesalers, there's bad wholesalers, and it takes a lot. Like, some wholesalers are good at certain fish and not at other fish, and then this other wholesaler will be good at the fish that this other one is not good at. Meanwhile, you're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to figure this out, right? Because all of them are going to say all our fish are good, which is just not true. I need to know more. Sepic, my favorite rainbow, Glossolepis multisquamata. That is a good one. Glossolepis, all of them are pretty amazing. But the multisquamata is definitely a good one. Rush the trees? No self-respecting old man tree trimmer doesn't know, like, the song The Trees? Is that what we're talking about, I assume? Caitlin says, I just bought a larger Malaysian driftwood branch. How badly do they leach tannins? Not bad at all. Should I soak it for a while first? Honestly, I've never had Malaysian driftwood change the color of my water. It may leak a little tannins, but they're pretty solid. I've never had tannins with Malaysian driftwood. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but if you're really worried about it, you could soak it. Soak it for a couple days, see if it leaches anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's just no leaching at all. That didn't really make sense, but I think you knew what I was talking about. I love the import, but the paperwork is beyond ridiculous. See, here for me, like I got my import license in 2020, like right before the entire world shut down, so I never got to use it. The problem with importing though, is most of these places have like minimum box orders, which is gonna put you in like the $5,000 range, unless you just know some like local small little shop. But most of them, you're looking at like $5,000 to import. Minimum is what they want, and that's an average of the different exporters that I talk to, and I would wager that nobody in this room has the capacity in this live stream to accept $5,000 worth of fish out importing, which is even cheaper than wholesale. Like you can import some tetras for like 8 cents. Could you take $5,000 worth of 8-cent tetras? That's a crazy amount of fish. Zen Ginger says, I've never had an issue with Malaysian driftwood either. Soak it long enough that it sinks and never had showing tannins. I've never even had to soak. Like, it's always just sank right off the bat for me. I don't know if I've been lucky. But there was I've been lucky in collecting or acquiring, I guess, Malaysian driftwood. Because I bought a lot of it when a local fish store about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, like the owners just retired and they were like 90% off everything. So I scored a bunch then, and then I got a bunch of Corey from Corey when he tore down or redid his 800-gallon tank at one point, and I got a ton of like really large pieces for free, so that was nice. Import $5,000 worth of zebra danios for a swimming pool pond. As long as I don't have to change my water every few days so I can actually interact with my pea puffer, I'll be happy. If you won a trip to collect... Wait. If I won a trip to collect fish, where would you go? That's easy. Tanzania. And what would you be searching for? Tanganyikan cichlids. Like, there's not even a... Nope, I wouldn't go to Papua New Guinea. No, I wouldn't go to South America. I would go to Tanzania. And I would love to just snorkel around in Lake Tanganyika. That would be like my ultimate. Even more so than that, though. This is kind of joking, but kind of not joking. Antarctica. Like, if there's no restrictions, like right now, if I was to go to Antarctica, they would say no. They're like, no, you can't go there. Sorry. So if there is truly no restrictions, I would go to Antarctica, and I wouldn't even care if there was no fish there. Like, you'd be like 0.0000 infinity 1% of the population that's ever been to Antarctica. Like, I would take that trip, no question. How many bags of Eco Complete for a planted 75-gallon? Ooh, what did I use? I think I used 6 bags when I did it, and I mixed it. I got 3 of the red Eco Complete and 3 of just the regular black Eco Complete. But I like really deep substrate. You could probably get away with 4, and that would probably give you like one. Like, this is not an exact number, but like 1 to 2 inches of substrate with 4. But I'm pretty sure I did 6, maybe even 8. I don't remember, but I know I got it. Oh man, I wonder if I can go back to one of my old videos and find out for sure. But I ended up with like 3 to 4 inches of substrate, which is that's where I like to be at, in that 3 to 4 inch range. I got some sad news yesterday. My LFS is closing after 45 years. The owner is retiring and selling the store and has 3 offers, but the lowest one is the only one that wants to keep it in LFS. That's too bad. Yeah, when The store that closed here was called Jones Company Pets, and it was one of the very first pet stores I went to as a kid. Huge pet store. It wasn't just a fish store. It was like, dogs, cats, like everything, reptiles, fish, small animals, birds, and it was just huge. It was like, when I was like 10 years old, I always wanted to go there. My parents would go grocery shopping. I'm like, can we stop at Jones Company? Can we go to Jones Company? And they were great. They would always let me go, and I would always like look at all the new reptiles and look at the fish. I love that place. And then they opened a place in the mall, and then they opened another place up here where I'm at now. So they had 3 locations, and they had like a cult following because they were just around for like decades, 4 or 5 decades. And then the owners were like, peace, we're out, we're retiring. They didn't want to sell it. Like, people offered to buy it. Like, hey, like, I'll buy this. Let's keep this going. They were like, no, we're done. We don't even want this store going anymore. So they didn't even sell it. They just sold everything. When everything was gone, they sold all the racks, and then they just walked away. And I was just like, man, it was such a bummer. Legion Aquatics, what's going on, buddy? He says, Bob, I love your large tanks with the nano fish, and I'd love to do that in my 40. I'm getting what are your top 5 nano fish? I already know I want gobies and pencil fish. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Jacob, what's going on, buddy? I would do some aspidors, probably some loaches, dwarf hatchet fish if you can find them. What else? Clown killies would be a good one. Some micro rasboras. Just to name a few. I don't know that I have a top 5, but there's a few options for you to look at. Amissa says, I have 7, setting up number 8. You give me inspiration. I'll take wholesale stock. I'm kind of curious. Amber Hart says 37, ranging 5 gallons to 110 stock pond, running a fish room. Yeah, let's hear it. Like, shout out in the chat how many fish tanks you currently have. Whoa, you guys have dwarf hatchet fish? Speaking of which, speaking of dance fish, I need to get my link in the chat there. See, that's how I know Zenny's not here, because she's not busting my balls about not having the link up. Zenny, where you at? Man. For the best live fish, buy from Dance Fish. Boom. All right, there's the affiliate link. If you've never ordered from Dan, you'll get 10% off your first order. If you have ordered from Dan, then just order some more. All right, I got to see people's numbers before I go and look at these dwarf hatchets. Johnny says I'm down to 5 tanks. Wait, let me count mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 11. My number is 11. My body count is 11. Carmo says 9. JD has 4. What else? Okay, here we go. Casval says 175. Mr. B CBD's 35. There we go. Rob's Aqua 3 125s, 4 40s. That's awesome. One Drop Aquatics 5. Luke 16 tanks. Dave has 2. K Walker has 10 tanks and 7 ponds. Holy smokes. Would Synodontis be okay with the Eco Complete substrate? Yes. 7 tanks running and a spare 10-gallon for emergency quarantine. I have sand now, but I want to change it up so I can do more plants. Yeah, I don't see a problem. They don't really sift that much, so it shouldn't be an issue. Down to 1, it says Caitlin, but we'll be setting up another. Hopefully that 1 is the 75-gallon I gave you. Please tell me. Please tell me it's the 175. Gotta go shovel in negative 30 degrees Celsius, but I'll be listening to the stream. Have fun. 4 tanks, but I'm planning on building a fish room and have up to 17 more. That's good. Zen Ginger has 15 tanks. Nathan, 6 tanks. 2 10s, 2 20s, and 2 55s. Regina, 9. Jamie, 18. Wow. Aaron, 2. Fishy Fellow says 21. K-Stew, 16. Big Shrimp at 31. Wait a minute. Oh, Brian, I thought you meant you had 65 tanks. I was like, holy smokes. Brian says I have a 65 show and a 90 semi. Set up currently with 11 other tanks. I'm newly set up fish room. In my newly set up fish room, I will be stocking. Davo says only 4. Hey, they're probably pretty awesome though. Hey Bob, hope you had a good weekend. Lonnie, I did. I froze my tuchus off. For some reason, it just does not want to get above 30 degrees here for the last couple weeks. And I'm honestly getting kind of tired of the snow. Which I've never said that in my life. I love snow, but man, it just will not go away. Chris Swanson says 6 tanks. Ginger Grumble, 1 sad face. That is sad to only have 1. Leslie Perry, 5 gallon to 125. Okay, small to large. There we go. Jeffrey has 6. 2 are quarantined. Thunder Aquatics, I had 30 down to 7. Wow, that sounds like me. Whips World. Okay, here we go. I have 10, a 220, 150, 90, 75, 255, 40, 29, 14 gallon, plus a 175 indoor pond. Hey, Tiffany White says 14 tanks set up. Gabriel, 6 boxes running here. Johnny says he only has 3 set up, though. Only 3. PA Fish Preacher has 12. Amber Hart says 37 fish tanks, but also over 30 reptile tanks. Practically turned my house into a zoo. Still haven't heard anything about Aquashella, Miami. Up in the air. Is it even going to happen? Who knows? My sources say no, but we'll see. That's purely speculation. I don't have any sources. I'm just like February is 2 months away. If it's not set up by now, I don't think it's going to happen. 500 gallons running in a rental home. Oops. Shh, don't tell anyone. Don't. Pam says 2 down from 5. A lot of people downsizing. Greg Jones. Should be like a lot here, right? Maybe. 1,000-gallon preformed pond, 4 IBC totes, 6 Laguna tub ponds, 300-gallon stock tank, 12 50-gallon lowboy racks. 12. So you have 12 50-gallon lowboys, if I read that right. 12 50-gallon lowboy rack. That's got to be 12 50s. That's crazy. My one lowboy has been shattered. It is no longer an aquarium. Not even a terrarium. It just shattered. I still have one of the side pieces that's good. I'm going to cut that out and then throw the rest away. I don't know what I'll use that for, but it's a pretty nice thick piece of glass, so I'm going to keep it. K-Stu says, Amber Heart, you win. It sounds amazing. Lisa's tanked 10, 20 long, 30 brie, 40 brie, 30 B, 40 B, 75, 125. More than I would like to admit in just ponds. I made it first time since starting the new job. Adulting sucks. Yes, that's why I am so terrible at it. Hey, I have a 8x4 space. I plan on building a fish room. I plan on breeding plecos and cories. How many tanks would you put in there and what gallon size? I think you need to... You don't have a lot of space. 8x4. I think you need to do a lot of planning and a lot of soul searching, but not really soul searching. Like, in that small of a space, you could breed a lot more cories than you could plecos. So do you want to breed maybe like 75% cories, 25% plecos, or maybe you like plecos, so you want to breed a lot of plecos and maybe just a couple cories, or maybe you want to keep it 50-50. I think your go-to tank size and something like that should be around 20 gallons, probably 40 at the most. But your 40 is 18 inches, so that's going to take up a lot of space. I would probably go 20s myself, and maybe mix in some 10s in there for some fry. Yeah. Whips World said, I heard it's Chicago that's on the outs, but not confirmed by anyone of note. Yeah, there's a lot of like rumors. The rumor mill is high right now. A lot of rumors. If everything goes the way I want it, we'll have a show in Vegas next year. I wish I passed it on to someone else before I was able to get it set up. The 10 was almost too much. You re-gifted my gift? You're a re-gifter? How dare you? Passed it on to someone else before I was able to get it up. The 10 was almost too much, and I wasn't sure if and when I would be healthy enough again to get back to fish. Regretting that now. Yeah, I don't have any more spare 75s. I think I actually just gave my last one to Danny. That's all right, though. Life happens. What are you going to do? Just got to roll with the punches, right? 5 5s. Okay, Sage has 5 5s, 9 20s, and 2 40s. Where's my little... I was doing some more dinking around here. And I think I'm going on just one wall. I think I'm going to have 18 aquariums. Mostly 20 gallons. Hey, what are you growling at, buddy? You just need to calm down. Only an hour to go, buddy. Just an hour. It'll go by fast, especially if you go to sleep. 4 longfin super reds, and I was gifted, so that's really the only species I want to breed, but I also wanted to play with rare L numbers like 46, but I mainly want Corys. You got to remember, the rare L numbers, like, they take forever to mature, like years. So if you're not buying adults, your time commitment is huge there. But I'm all about Corys. That's what I'm going for right now. Next year, all Corys. And you know, I'll have some other fish mixed in there too. I can't wait to get my 90 set up back. It will be planted community tank again. That's a good size. Good size. A row of 8 tanks stacked 4 high would be amazing. I have the room to go 4 high, but I don't want to do maintenance on a ladder, so I'm only going to go 3 high. Curtis says, I need a 75 to replace the 65 acrylic I have. It's real thin and has cracks on the top, so it bows real bad. That's like those cheap Tetra $1 per gallon tanks. I remember those old 55s from way back in the day. The glass was so thin, as soon as you fill it up, they would just bow. Which, for glass, that's not good. Alex says, seriously thinking of a rack for 24 10-gallon tanks. That's a lot of maintenance. I hope you got auto water change. I'm going to try to limit the amount of 10-gallon tanks I use, simply because I'm not, and I don't have the capability of doing auto water change. So I'm trying to keep it at 20, but realistically, I will need a couple smaller tanks for fry. Do you have to run new electric for that many? I don't, no. So when I built the fish room, if you're talking to me, which I assume, but maybe you're not, a lot of people just said what they got. I have 2 20-amp circuits in my fish room, and I'll be using a central air pump, a linear piston air pump for every single one of them. So just essentially one filter for all of them, right? One device running all the filters, and it's only 50 watts. So it'll be nothing. I'll be using. I'm still gonna have a couple planted tanks going. Probably about 6 planted tanks going. So I will have like highlight and CO2 going there, but everything else will just be like cheap LED shop lights. You know, the ones that are like $15 at Walmart or Home Depot, whatever. Because I just need light. I'm not trying to grow anything. I will be growing like moss and stuff like that in the tanks, but you know, that's about it. It'll basically be moss and sand. That's it. But would it be better to use 20 highs or 20 longs? I'm going with 20 highs just because I can fit more. Kind of want to turn everything off and let the plants handle it. Just kind of wish my tank luck and see how it goes. I mean, a lot of people do, and it works. It works. Do you rock any underground filters anymore? No, I haven't had an underground filter in probably 2 decades. I'm seriously considering getting back into those. They are so simple and so effective, and reliability for days. In my experience, they're really no different than sponge filters. So I would just rather use a sponge filter. I feel like it's easier for me to do maintenance on a sponge filter versus trying to suck all the junk out from under gravel filter. I have a 10-gallon setup for a hospital QT tank. It's empty at the moment. How do I keep it cycled? You could put plants in it and you'll be just fine. Even if it's just a piece of pothos, just some really low light, easy plants to throw in there, and it's all you need. Trolling you about the one. We have them all the time in West Texas. Chemical company throwing solvents in the river. I go through 15 times 5-gallon bottled water a week. Yeah, so my water here is not going to be very conducive to breeding cories. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do about that yet. I really don't have the option to install RODI, so we'll see what I come up with. I got a few ideas, but we'll see. Sponge for sponge all the way. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's better. I think every filter out there does the job just fine. It's just about finding what works best for you. Whipsworld says, well, they are similar, but the undergravel filter is far less intrusive. That is true. Not a lot of people like a bulky sponge just sitting in their tank. I get it. Use Fritz Zyme 7 on the hospital tank as your water conditioner. Hey, there's KJ Aquatics right there. Wouldn't you know? I found if I keep plants in my as long as I keep plants growing in my tanks, it really doesn't matter. I've gone months without fish being in a planted tank, and I've never had an issue. Are you on well now? Yes and no. And there's really no way for me knowing like where it's coming from at that particular time. Sometimes I know I'm getting city water because it just reeks of chemicals. I mean, it's like you're in a swimming pool, and when I smell it, I'm just like, well, I guess I can't do water changes today. The chlorine is just ridiculous. As soon as you turn on the tap, you can smell the chlorine, and I just shake my head. I know I have to wait like 3-4 days before I do a water change. It's the worst. Leslie Perry says, I love undergravel filters. I mean, I like the way they look. I mean, I like seeing the bubbles and, everything, but I'm on well now. No, so my water it's low pH, but it's hard water. So I have lots of minerals, but low pH. Not super low, but low. I'm reluctant to add plants because it is a hospital tank, worried about the meds killing them. Well, so what I would do, or what I know people have done and what I've done in the past, is I just throw my clippings in the hospital tank. If they die, they die. If they live, they live, But I'm not really med heavy when I'm treating my fish. I'm kind of... I kind of just go to like really clean water, salt if I need to. Obviously, if they have worms or something like that, then sure. But it's like, well, I'm doing clippings that are just going to get thrown away, so I might as well just throw them in the quarantine tank and see how they do. Now, obviously, that means you got to run a light, all that stuff as well. But so it's just another fish tank, right? It's a good thing. Why hasn't anyone come up with a sponge filter that looks like a hardscape? Yeah, like you could maybe hollow out some dragon stone and throw a sponge filter in it. Maybe, I don't know. As a plumber, I'm very interested on how you have well water and city water and not know which water, because I don't own the home, and I don't own the home. I don't live here. I'm just renting out the garage for my fish room. So like I try to be as less intrusive to the homeowners as possible. And so yeah, I just don't bother asking. I just test the water and deal with it. It might not be well and city. I just what I was told. So, you know, just trying to be a good renter and not bother them and just deal with the punches as they're thrown to me. John the stir fry guy, it has been a while. We haven't talked about stir fry in a while. Crazy. Caitlin says, I hide mine behind stone. Yeah, if you have anything larger than like a 40, it's pretty easy to hide sponge filters anyways. But I get it like 10-gallon, 20-gallon tank, like a 20-gallon long, pretty hard to hide that sponge filter in those kind of tanks. I got a garage I can rent. I mean, if people aren't using their garages, you can rent them out, right? You can get some extra money. I have a Swiss Tropicals box filter. I siliconed some lava rock too. Once some algae grows on it, it looks good. Yeah, there you go. Rent in upstate New York is so freaking expensive. Rent's getting expensive everywhere. I'm making beef stir fry right now. That's funny. That's funny. Plant around it. Yep. Like in that 20 long, I planted maybe 2 videos ago. I planted Rotala around it. Eventually, it'll cover it up. If you have the space, you might be able to set up a water aging bucket. Yeah, I've thought about that too. Put an air stone in for 4 in a 55-gallon rain barrel type setup. That'll help degas the chlorine and chloramine. Yeah, I've thought about it. I'm just unconvinced that that's how I want to take up space. And it might come down to be like I don't have an option. I got to put a rain barrel in there. But I'm able to collect water, so I might do that. Just collect rainwater. The dehumidifier is constantly pumping out water, which is, that's basically RO water. So I do use that as well. And it works for me now, but I'm adding like 20 tanks, which is, it's not going to, produce enough water for that. But just another hurdle to jump. And once I get to that hurdle, then I'll figure it out. Right now I'm still building racks, things like that. So one thing at a time. Leslie Perry says, I bought some fake plants at Hobby Lobby today. I have silver dollars by 125, so not possible for live plants. How do I know if they are aquarium safe? Most of them, well, I don't want to say most. I would say more likely than not, you're okay. However, I don't want to say that you're okay putting them in there and then having all your fish die. How do you know they're safe? I would probably soak them in water and see if they start leaching anything. And then it's going to be a gamble. I can tell you I've bought lots of plants from hobby stores for reptiles and never had issues. I've even had like reptiles like eat some of these fake plants by accident, ingest a little bit of it. Never had issues, but soaking in water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is a completely different story. But I have used fake plants in my aquariums without issues from hobby stores. What did you just say about the dehumidifier? That's brilliant. I would have never thought of that. Yeah, I don't throw out the water that my dehumidifier collects, goes right back into the fish tanks. And it's really, it's basically RODI water. I've also seen people set up RODI systems to those brute 50-gallon trash cans with a little utility pump. Yeah, I'm probably going to go rainwater. I mean, this is Washington. I have no shortage of water. And I also have, I'm also able to pump in water as well. So we'll see. If the water does, I wouldn't go. I mean, that's one way. I would make sure like the paint and stuff is not like, I don't know if you bought like, if they're just green plants, okay. I would just make sure that none of that starts leaching off of the plants. So if you throw plants in there and after a week they're like a lighter shade of green, probably wouldn't put them in my fish tank. But I don't have like an exact science like you do with rocks, for instance, right? Rocks, it's real easy. K Walker says, I generally do the sniff test. If it smells, then I won't put it in my tank. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good idea. Caitlin says, rent in Seattle in surrounding areas is insane as well. Unless you're a 2-income household, you can't afford both. Somewhere to live and the rest of your expenses. That's why I'm out in the woods building my own little shack. Way cheaper. Are the fake plastic flexible grapevines used in terrariums okay in a fish tank? I have used them, but I'm not going to say, like, yeah, go do it. Because, again, I'm not going to be responsible if it kills your fish. Like, I don't have a way of knowing 100%. For some reason, my dehumidifier water has 20 parts per million ammonia. That's really bizarre. I've tested my water, and I've never got anything on any of the readings as far as like ammonium nitrate. Excuse me while I run to the basement. Yeah, so I'm even thinking, so while I may not be doing auto water changes, I may be doing auto drain. So drill in the tanks and then I can just fill them up and have it overflow and drain out. Without getting a plumber in here and seriously like messing with the house. Again, it's not mine, so I can't. That's the best I could do, is just have auto drain and then just fill up. And so I've thought about just hooking a hose up to the dehumidifier and having it drain right into the tanks. I got a dead rat in the dehumidifier. All right. Can you feed jungle val to turtles? I've seen turtles eat jungle val a lot. So I would say probably, but again, there's tons of different species of val. So, yeah, I'm not going to say it again with 100%. Tampa Tom Fishing says, my turtle bites at the val. I don't know if he's eating it or playing with it. Oh, for with the ammonia. Okay. Wow. If you're concerned with what's going on with the water from the city, try making a friend with the local water treatment operator and stay in the loop. As an operator myself, it gives peace of mind to know. Yeah, they're actually hiring for a couple of those positions, and I've thought about applying. I do meet the qualifications, and I thought it'd be interesting, but then it'd be like, I would only be there for a couple months just to kind of check it out, and then I would just quit. So wouldn't really be fair to them, but it would be neat to kind of hang out there for a little bit and see what goes on behind the scenes. I just bought a turtle dock that the suction cups were glued with some type of very chemically smelling stuff. I sent it back. I would too. KJE says, buy real plants for me equals no issue. Casval says, probably eating it. I would agree. Turtles love their plants. Most likely eating it. All right. Quick timeout here. Quick timeout. Well, adding fish fuel to a tank after it's already begun its cloudy NTS cycle, speed up the I don't know what fish fuel is. Fish fuel? It sounds like an energy drink for fish. I'm adding ammonia. I know. I'm just wondering if that's what it's lacking. You can't beat just being patient. Everybody wants to speed. Everyone wants things now. I don't want to wait. best thing you can do is just let it cycle. I know it sucks waiting, but I don't know what fish fuel is though. Are any plants safe from silver dollars? Like full-grown silver dollars? Probably not. But if there was any, you would want like something with thicker leaves, like a Nubius. Something that's going to be harder for it to chew through. Maybe some species of Amazon swords, but probably not. I would think like a Nubius is probably going to maybe be your best bet. Fish fuel is Red Bull mixed with Rapashi. I believe it. I believe it. Fluval fish fuel. Is this a thing? Like, I've never heard of it. To Google it. Fluval fish fuel. Google doesn't know what it is, so I don't know that that's a real thing. Johnny says Anubius is a no-no with silver dollars. They chew it up, and it doesn't have time to recover. There you go. I guess not even Anubius is safe. I've never kept a silver dollar in my life. Obviously, I'm a plant person, so, you know, someone's going to eat my plants. They're not going to last in my fish room. Fuel like a... it sounds like a product. Fluval fish fuel. But you're probably right, Amy. Verb. Verb, not noun. Brian says, Fritz fishless. Is it Fritz? I feel like you guys are just trolling me at this point. But I'll look it up. Is that a thing? Fluval Fritz fishless fuel? Oh, so this is a thing. Let's take a look. What is this nonsense here? I mean, this looks like it's some type of marketing gimmick, but let's see. Supports nitrifying bacteria during the fishless cycle. Easy dose liquid formula. Works for freshwater, saltwater, high quality grades. Blah 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 blah. I just want to know what the ingredients are. Is it gonna tell me? Is it gonna tell me? Product info sheet. Let's take a look at this. What is this now? Still doesn't tell me what the ingredients are. Like, what is it? Sugar water. It does say ammonia solution. Is it just ammonia? Okay. Fishless fuel, liquid ammonia. Like, ammonia is so easy to get already. Like, I don't understand. After adding ammonia, add Fritz-Zyme. So it's like a whole ordeal. You need this product and that product. Like, you dump in fish food, you got ammonia like the next day. I don't get it. This is why I love sponge filters. Like, I don't know anything about these products because I don't have to research them. I just take a sponge filter out of my tank, put it in a new tank, cycled. Like, Shell says I thought it was ammonia. Yeah, I eventually got there. I got there. It's just ammonia. Man, this is why I feel like everyone should have a sponge filter, even if it's just like a small, like those small little nano 2-inch sponge filters. I'm telling you, they go a long way. Group of cory cats swimming up and down together on one side of the tank. Are they grazing on algae? No, they're trying to spawn. Anytime you see cories up and down the glass, that's their spawning behavior. They're not always spawning when they do it, but that means that they're really happy. KJE says fishless fuel is basically ammonia. Yeah, I don't... Silver dollars are beautiful, hardy, wonderful fish. I love them. I mean, they're awesome. You'll just never see one in my fish room. And they're kind of like in the same boat as Oscars. Like, I appreciate a nice, big, beautiful Oscar, but you're never going to see one in my fish room. Bob, I do have the same here, but cell product instant cycle with the seeded sponge is the best. Yeah, it's so much easier. Hey. That's not a toy. That's my shoe. My shoe. That's my shoe. Okay, let me check something here real quick. Let's, okay. Oh, man. We got to do the fish of the week. Let's see. I got a question here. Let me answer that, and then we'll do the fish of the week. About an hour behind schedule. Michael says, what is the fish in the thumbnail, please? It is it's an epistogramma, and I will try to pronounce the name. Epistogramma flabellicuda. Flabellicuda. I have no here. You can try to pronounce that yourself, but that is the thumbnail fish. If it's showing the right fish, it was showing the rainbow fish from last week, the Bosemani, but it should be the epistogramma. Make it the Coste tetras? No. Do you guys have those again? Oh, you do. You certainly do. But that's not going to be the fish of the week. The fish of the week, of course, Amateur Aquatic Addiction. Welcome to the Dream Team. Nice of you to rejoin. I appreciate it. And we're going to get right into the fish of the week. And, of course, it's going to be a Corridora because that's what I'm nerding out on, and this is a really good price for these Corridoras. We are looking at the CW62. They are on sale. Please do not buy all of them because I do want a couple of these for myself. 26 available. $14.99 for this beautiful, beautiful Corridora. Now, if you were lurking in the last stream, you would know Flabellicuda. Flabellicuda? I don't know. What language am I speaking? Corridora CW62. Coming in about 1.25 inches, but they do get fairly large for a Corridora, so keep that in mind. Which, still, Corridoras don't get large to begin with. But right there, $14.99 on sale, 26 left. And the flagtail. I love this fish because of the flagtail. The black stripes are just amazing. I love any Corridora that has that flagtail look. This is a pretty rare Corridoras that you're not gonna see very often. Care is just like every other Corridoras, right? Super easy. Not really much to speak of there. And these are not difficult to breed, but they're not Paleotis. They're not easy like a Paleotis. But they're not difficult like a Equios, right? One of the more difficult Corridoras to breed. So fairly easy to breed, easy to keep. Beautiful, beautiful little Corridora. Highly recommend them. On sale right now for $14.99. Someone buy 18 of them because I want to buy 18 of them. I'm hoping 8 of them. I'm hoping Santa will give me 8 of these for Christmas. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Corridoras CW 62. Use the pinned link or the link in the description. If you've never ordered, you'll get 10% off. Actually, I don't know that stacks with the sale price. But you'll still get 10% off any other fish that you add to your cart. So there you go. It may. Johnny, we might need clarification. Johnny says, definitely an underrated Corey. They're right next to my desk, so I get to watch them all day. I don't know if you know, Johnny, but will my 10% stack with the sale price? Or if you don't know, is Dan sitting right next to you so you can ask him? This actually came up the other day, and I didn't know. Barbara Jackson says, wow, I paid $13 each for stir-by Corys a couple weeks ago. That sounds like a great price for the CW62. It is. Johnny says it stacks. All right. If Johnny says so, it's got to be true. He is the he's the customer service guy. So there you go. You heard it here first, folks. It stacks.
And now, on with the show.
And we're back. Bob, what would you offer to pay for 44-gallon Pentagon corner tank and Pentagon? It's Pentagon and corner. Normally corner tanks are like a triangle with curved front glass. But regardless, I don't pay for stands ever, and I'll never go more than $1 per gallon on a used tank. So the most I would pay is $44. But really, if you really want it, then you're probably going to pay more. But there we go. Bob, would you offer to pay? Oh, wait, I just got that one. $1 per gallon. And honestly, $1 per gallon is like the most. Like for used tanks, I'm offering 50 cents a gallon. Regina says, I'm back lurking while feeding fish and puppers. All right. Casey says, still worth it. Love stir buys. My LFS has them when I go try to buy them. My LFS has them. I will be breeding stir buys, so at some point next year, you will be able to get some from me. I really want to get some of the Tucanos. And I really want Equios, but I don't think I'll get Equios until I get a little more experience under my belt. Because the last person I talked to that was breeding Equios, he said it took him 5 years to crack the code on those. So those are probably maybe out of my skill set right now. But I really want to get some concolor Cories. Like that's what I need. Johnny says we got some really nice wild caught stir buys. I remember. I saw them. I buy tanks at auction the cheapest. Yeah, if you have a local club that has auctions, you can buy like tanks for like $1. At least at the Seattle one. Granted, I haven't been there in years. But you used to be able to buy tanks for like $1 because nobody would bid on them. And they always started to bid at $1. And so, there was one time, I don't remember, it was like a 55-gallon tank. And the guy was like, we're going to start this one off at 20. That's just about 50 cents a gallon. That's a good deal. And people are like, it went down to $1 and then someone bought it. Man, I don't know what it is with this chair, but I'm not digging it today. If my 75 was set up, I'd be buying 9 right now. It's a good looking Cory. I don't think anyone can deny that. It's for a pretty dang good price. The other ones that I wanted that Dan has, where are they at? Where are they at? As soon as I saw that the 62s are on sale, the Zingu here, I'll show you these ones. I want these ones to go on sale. Where are we at? I just love polka dots. I don't know why, but yeah, I want these ones to go on sale. Only 8 left, so probably not going to happen, but still. And oh yeah, of course I mentioned these ones last week, but I don't have to talk about these. I mean, they're down to 11. I love that gold bow. So awesome. Every week now we're gonna be looking at corridors on the stream. Robustus. Boy, y'all kind of light on corridors. There's only 4 rows of Cories. What's going on? What's going on, Bob? It's December. It's hard to get fish right now. Duh. Is Whip out of here? Got to roll. Gonna get my Rogue 1 on. Y'all be cool. See you later, Whips. Good to see you, as always. Johnny says Zingus are nice. Yeah, do I have B-roll of the Zingus? Were they there when I was there? Oh, I do. Sweet. Johnny, you guys had a lot of corridors when I was there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You guys had like 40 species of Cories when I was there. It was crazy. Buy some Robustus. Yeah, I wish I had that kind of money in my bank account, but I don't, because I would buy and breed the crap out of those. I might get some Poulters. Probably not, but I might get some Poulters, which are huge, just like the Robustus are. But those, I still remember seeing those in person and being like, wow, those are big. Big, 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 big. And you know what? I don't know why, but I really, really just like this one right here. Like, I don't know why. Like, it's pretty bland. No, I don't know. I just really like a real Corydoras aeneus. Aeneus. That's just, I don't know. It's one of these fish that it's just simple and looks good. It's a dapper. They're dapper. The dapper fellow. Just dapper. I don't know. What do I know? I like them. Uh-oh. Where's my chat? Too much screwing around. Lost my chat. Okay, here we go. Matt Gray says, I missed a huge chunk of the stream. I apologize. How dare you? How dare you? As long as you're not watching Monday Night Football, any other excuse I will accept. But if you're not here because of Monday Night Football, we're no longer friends. Screw football. I'm pretty sure I say that one wrong. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I say it wrong. I mean, I always say them wrong. Super Schwartz Eye are definitely nice. Yep. Curtis says, I really like to see 123 yellow. I want a bunch for my 125. Mine are still too young to spawn, but they were trying. You know, A for effort, but I think they still got some maturing to do. Amissa says it's a classic. It really is. It's just a classic, simple look. Scruffy City Aquatics. I don't know if I thanked you for that super duper 18-page email you sent me. But I just want to say thanks. I appreciate all the info you gave me. I'm not being sarcastic at all. Well, I'm being sarcastic because it wasn't 18 pages. But I do appreciate it. So I don't remember if I thanked you for that email. But I do know I didn't respond to you. So, but just know I do appreciate it. The info. Still something I have locked in the back of my brain. We'll have to see how that goes, how that develops next year. How often does the Seattle Club have auctions? Every monthly meeting they have an auction afterwards. However, I'm pretty sure I know what you do, if I remember correctly. And they go till like midnight, 11 o'clock midnight on a Tuesday, which I'm pretty sure is not going to be very conducive for what you do. And this is a problem I have and a lot of people have with the Seattle Aquarium Society, is that they have their freaking meetings on a Tuesday night, really late. So annoying. Anyways, I'll just leave it at that. But every meeting they have an auction. They look like they have top coats, very fancy. Since you're looking at them, the bronze Aeneus and green Aeneus are the same fish, just different color variation. I swear there's like a dozen different color variations. And I don't know if they're actually different colors. I feel like it's one of those fish where people just make up their own word for it. Like, we have like 100 different names for cherry shrimp, just a regular red cherry shrimp. Super red, grade A, all this, pumpkin shrimp, orange spice shrimp. All these, they're all the same color, but they have like 100 different names. I don't know if that's what's happening with Aeneus or not, but we'll see. Wait, you still didn't answer my question. Never mind. I have green and 2 bronze. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there's different color variations. I just don't think it's as varied as like you see. Like, I swear, every time I look, there's like some new color listed on Aquabid or something crazy. Kind of like the Venezuelans, right? There's like red Venezuelans, there's like orange Venezuelans. And it's like, are they actually different, or is someone just like messing with the contrast of the photo? I don't know. They all look the same to me. Leslie Perry with a $5 super chat says, you won't keep Oscars and silver dollars because you can't keep live plants with them. I understand. But is that the only reason? It's not the only reason. I don't like large fish. Well, that's not really correct. I like community fish more than I like large fish. Like, one of my favorite fish is the Haitiensis cichlid, which is a massive, really big, beautiful fish that you can only keep one in like a 200-gallon aquarium, and it's just not fun for me. It's not. I would rather see like in a 200-gallon aquarium. I'd rather see like 6 different species of fish schooling around in large school, rasboras, tetras, hatchetfish. You know, I'd rather just see schools of fish swimming around versus like one big fish just sitting there looking bored all day long. So it's just not my style, but I do appreciate them. I'll write you another 18-page email. It was 18 pages, front and back. Okay, so I try to get it to bed around 9 or 10. So yeah, not very conducive to that. I just looked it up, and they don't even start till 7:30. Yeah, and they'd never start at 7:30. It's, again, I haven't been there in a couple years. Maybe things have changed, but it's like they start at 7:30. Really, closer to 8, they finally get the talk going. You know, the talks are supposed to last an hour, but really, you know, they go like an hour and a half. And there's nothing wrong with this, right? Like that's awesome if it was on like a weekend. But Tuesday night, like, yeah, single spaced. But Tuesday night, downtown Seattle, super late on a work day, school day. And they say, well, you know, we've asked people and it's always 50-50. I'm like, BS. There's no way 50% of the club is okay with them being on Tuesday. Like, there's no way. It's the largest club in the country, but they only get like 20 people to the meetings. Like, you put that thing on a weekend, you're going to get way more than 20 people. But, you know, that's, whatever. That's how they want to do it. Scruffy City Aquatics says, community tanks all the way. I wish fish on the top, in the middle. Oh, wait. I want fish on the top, middle, and on the substrate. Bob, you doing anything for Christmas? No. I am usually alone on Thanksgiving and Christmas. But, I mean, I have a family Christmas. It's just never on Christmas because my family goes away. My family is out of town, essentially out of state. So everyone travels out of state, and I can't take 3 dogs. And normally when I go camping or I go to Aquashella or something, my family watches my dogs. Well, I have no one to watch my dogs. So I just stay home with my dogs on holidays. But we celebrate like the weekend before, you know, for me, I guess, because I'm the only one that doesn't go. Never alone when you have puppies. Yeah, it's not a bad gig at all. We enjoy the 2 community boxes we have. SFAS, San Francisco Aquarium Society. It goes really late too, but it's a Friday, first Friday of every month. See, like, sure, that doesn't, like, not everyone can stay that late. Some people work weekends, but I guarantee you a majority of the people have weekends off. So that's way better. You can join me for Calgary. Come, nah, see, I can't take my dogs. I don't have a dog sitter. I completely gutted my tank and got rid of all my snails. Once my tank reestablishes, I'm gonna get German blue rams again. I really miss them. I like them too. I've never really kept them. I've always gone Bolivian, but when I was selling fish, I really enjoyed. And one thing I learned about them when I was selling them is they love being in big groups, which I never would have thought that. But throw 20, 30, 40 of them in an aquarium, and they love it. They just go crazy. They have a great time. To be clear, mine died of old age. Had them like 7 years. My rams would lay eggs, but snails would eat them every time. Yeah, I don't know that I ever had. My Bolivian ram spawned. I kept one spawn, but after that, I just let snails and other tank mates eat them. They, the quarries would eat them. They would do a good job protecting them like the first couple days, but then they would get worn out trying to chase all the fish away, and eventually they'd all get picked off. Yeah, Caitlin, it's great on a Friday. The auction goes pretty late, but A weeknight would be tough, especially since I live over an hour away. John says, I don't have any local clubs. Rip. Do MTS eat eggs? I have yet to find a snail that will not eat or at least destroy your eggs. Leslie says, maybe I love silver dollars so much because they never pick on any of my fish, even small fish. They're so nice and love feeding them, and I love feeding them spinach and such. I love looking at them in other people's tanks. I know, like, I've been to a few aquariums that had them as well, like public aquariums. They're cool. Just not for me. I'm not really a big fish person in general. Nisi is here. Hello, Nisi. My son is graduating from college next week. This will be my last year with all the babies for Christmas. I'll be honest, I do miss celebrating Christmas on Christmas. But, you know. My rams would never recognize the snails as a threat, and the snails would eventually get the eggs. They've just moved so slow. They're like, that's just a rock. It would be a minimum of 30 minutes, if not closer to 45. Maybe I'll just go to their big auction. Although the website said that just happened in November. Yeah, you just missed the big one. It was in November. And the big ones they do on a Saturday. Like they have 2 big auctions a year. Pre-COVID, they had 2 big auctions a year. I don't know if they're still going to do that. And they're always on a Saturday. And I used to go. I would volunteer. I would set up. I would take down. I'd be a runner. I did all that stuff. But man, you just can't do it on a Tuesday night. And it's honestly one of the reasons why I want to start my own local club. It would be on the weekend. It would actually have a website and a way to communicate besides IRQ. Like, let's be, it's not 1978 anymore. Come on, people. Been about a month and some change, and no baby snails. Wait, so I killed every snail and soaked my plants in aluminum. I forget what that stuff's called, but I know what you're talking about. Do you need to find a mansion? A mansion? Well, I need to find a lottery ticket that's going to win so I can afford a mansion. Aquarium Cockpit says, I love fish tanks. Well, if you're not trolling, you're in the right place. Christmas is on a Sunday. Is it? See, I don't even know. Like, it doesn't even matter to me. Look at that. It is. Does that mean next year it's going to be on a Monday? At least I'll be able to stream. I really don't like streaming on holidays, though. It is on Monday next year. In New Year's. I don't know. I don't like streaming on my birthday. I don't like streaming on holidays. Alex says, where are they meeting these days, Barbara? When I belonged in the late 70s, they met in an auditorium in the California Academy of Sciences. That'd be cool. Leslie says, I guess I never considered silver dollars a big fish because I had Oscars and blood parrots. They're not big in comparison. Yeah, I mean, they're not like monster fish. Will pectoral fins grow back? Sometimes. I would even say most of the time. Keep streaming, fun for you. I love streaming. I just don't like doing it on holidays. I don't know. There's too many streamers that use holidays as an excuse, as a cash grab, and that's honestly why I don't like doing it. Because, oh, he's streaming on Christmas. He's going after super chats, Christmas super chats or whatever. And you always get those people. And I know I shouldn't listen to them, but it's still just like, ugh. I just hate that negativity that they bring. It makes it not even worth it. It makes it not even fun. How often should you feed bloodworms to your cories? You could feed them bloodworms a lot, as long as you're mixing in some other stuff every once in a while. You could even do like 75% bloodworms if you want, but I wouldn't go more than that. And I would definitely give them some greens mixed in there. But, yeah. Especially if you're trying to breed them. Aquarium Cockpit says, I play Flight Simulator, and I sit next to my 125 planted tank. Aquarium Cockpit, also Aquarium Cockpit on Instagram. There you go. I stream for a tool. My channel is small and care less if it makes money. Well, but you're a business, so you should care, right? You should care because you should be using your channel to promote your business. So I feel like you should care. I picked this catfish, lost the pectoral fin in the net, and it never grew back. But oh, you mean like the whole? I thought you meant like half of it's gone. Will it grow back? Yes. If you lose the whole thing, like bone and all, probably not coming back. Hey, watch it. 1978 was a good year. Was it? Wasn't there like no gas? Like you had like gas vouchers. You can get like 1 gallon of gas this month. That doesn't sound like a good year. Oh my gosh. Buddy, 20 more minutes. That's all. Okay, I'll take it down. Taking down the dog gate. All right, there you go. There you go. You can rub your nose on me for the next 20 minutes if you have to. Don't care if the actual channel makes money. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I also wouldn't feed corridors bloodworms like 5 days in a row. I definitely mix it up a little bit. Does anyone know the concentration of aluminum? Gosh, what is the full name of that? I can't think of it right now. It's that like purpley pink red stuff, right? I think that's what you're talking about. I don't know. I've never used it just because of the color. Have I ever kept ruby raspora? Do you mean rasbora? Here, I'll just Google the scientific name. This does not look familiar, so I'm going to say no. But let me Google it here first. Ooh, it's just a tiny little guy, isn't it? No, this is like a tiny, tiny fish. Holy smokes. It's just a little guy. Nope, never kept this one. That's a little guy. Yeah, the potassium perma whatever. Is that what you guys are talking about? I've heard it called that before, or at least something similar. Barbara Jackson says, Alec, they were in a basement of a church when I joined a few years ago. Now, at least for a while, it's a community center in Brisbane. A great facility, but it's hard to get to on public transit. John the Stir Fry guy says, when I go to swaps, I always feel left out of place because I'm always the youngest person by like 10 years. I'm 19. The last time I went, some old dude told me young people like me are ruining the hobby. Then I would just punch him in the face. I would say, I'm not ruining the hobby. I'm ruining your face, buddy. It's those old people that are 100% ruining the hobby. 1,000%. Those old, crotchety dudes that think they know everything. They're still using like their sandbox filters from the 60s and whatever, dude. I hate those guys. Like, we have them in the Seattle club too. I won't put up with them. You shouldn't either. Permanganate. I can't say that that fruit either. The Palma whatever. I can't say that either. Oh, what's up? Is that Kyle, the bearded fish keeper? Is this the real Kyle? I better look at the channel. Go to channel. Wait, this is a Minecraft channel. What's going on here? What? There's Kyle. We got to go back 4 years. Did you change it? Wait. Are you the bearded Minecrafter now? Is that what's going on here, Kyle? That's why I didn't recognize the. Oh, look at Kyle and Swisky hanging out together. Oh, the good old days. Nostalgia. Oh. Good to see you, Kyle. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Legion Aquatics says, I'm the youngest person at my club, too. I'm old, but yes, they ruin it a lot. Open your mind. Aluminum is white powder, potassium permanganate, permanganate is purple dye liquid. Aluminum is white. Alum is white powder. So I've never used that. I'd punch him in the face. Yeah, like those people. Like to me, those people they're bullies, right? There's only one way to deal with bullies, and it's not with words. It's just not. Like I 100% hate bullies. I have been in so many fights just because, like, even for not bullying me, I don't even care. Like, if you're bullying someone, okay. So there was one time when I was there when someone deserved to get bullied, so I didn't do anything. But sometimes, but can't stand them. Can't stand those people. I don't even care if it's like. I don't know who's a good fighter. Like even if it's like 100% chance that I'm gonna get my ass whooped, I don't even care. I'll still fight him. Like, don't be a bully. It's stupid. Lucas says, I'm old, but I learned from young whippersnappers all the time. Punching isn't an option for all of us. Yes, oh yes it is, Amy. Even you could pack a punch. You just gotta learn how. You see. Men have a certain weakness between their legs. That's where you need to hit. That's where you need to punch. The groin or the eyes? Isn't that what Dwight says? The groin or the eyes? I say, yeah. Ask your daughter, old man. Woo. Yeah. Mary, no problem. If the entire pectoral fin is gone, not growing back. But if it's just like the finnage is shredded. Even if like 80% of the fin is gone, it'll most likely grow back in most fish. But if the whole, like I said, if the whole thing is gone, it ain't coming back. I'm taking notes. Good. Fastest way to grow out Riccia fluitans, aka crystal wort. So my general buddy. How needy are you right now? It's only 2 hours a week. So for me to grow out plants, it's basically lots and lots of water changes and lots of fertilizer. But if you notice like your plants pearling every time you do a water change, they love it. So do it more and they'll grow faster. It's not real pearling that's taking place, but they still love it. Can I email you about what happened to this fish? I love him, but don't want him to die. He continues to do a flying fish act. He's my golden... Oh, is it a golden wonder killie? Like, I'm not, like, a fish disease expert by any means, but I can try. If you want to email me at steenfottaquatics@gmail.com. I can give you my best guess as to what's going on. Sweep the legs, Johnny. Sweep the legs. If you punch a guy, he can't get you back. That's not always true. Not all guys live by that motto. I'm not, I don't want to sit here and like condone violence by any means, but sometimes it is the only answer. You young whippersnappers. Okay. Gee, Merry Christmas. Come on. All right. There. Okay. No. Give me a hug. Oh, there it is. There's the hug. That's what I want. I want the hug. Yes. I don't want the kisses. Who knows where that tongue's been? I want the hugs. There it is. Thank you. All right. You can stay there as long as you want. Are you not on the... Okay, that's gross. Now you gotta go. I don't French kiss long distance, dog. Get away. Ugh. Are you trying to grow attached to substrate, or are you floating it? Floating it will help it grow faster, too. Getting it as close to the light as you can. My dad said that his dialysis nurse... Wait, my dad said that to his dialysis nurse when he was 16. I knew he was old. In that moment, he was only 58. 58's pretty old. Let's be real. I'm old. I just don't like when it gets the lips. It's gross. It's gross. Oh, what else? We should probably start steering away from the violence, I think. Bob, if I only had a couple tanks, what's your go-to filter? Sponge. Easy answer there, Jacob. Sponge. Sponge. This is... Fritz Fix Ick is purple. Fix Ick. Like, why did that take so long to become a name? Why didn't someone think of that like 50 years ago? Fix Ick. Fix Ick. I heard it wasn't very... I don't know. Have you used it? I heard it wasn't very potent. I feel like you kiss your dogs off stream. I don't kiss my dogs at all. Well, I don't French kiss my dogs. Like, I'll give them a little peck on the top of the head, but there's no tongue involved. That's gross. I mean, I can get a hold of my own. I'm fresh out of high school and was the varsity lightweight wrestler for all 4 years. There you go, man. Animals always want more attention when you're in the middle of something. It's true. I just think it's because they hear me talking, and normally the only time I talk is when I'm talking to them. So they're probably like really confused. Like, why aren't you talking, but you're not paying attention to me? But they definitely, like, every stream, they just sit there, over there in the corner and stare at me. Especially when I have the dog gate up. They are not fans of the dog gate. All right. We got about 10 more minutes. My wife is loving the dog. Want to come up? Come here. Come on. Oh. Missed. You missed me. I saw a guy lip-syncing his dog in the park, tongue and all. That is disgusting. I've seen people do that too, and I don't get it. That's not for me. Yes, I have had a Pistogramma McMasteri. I've also bred them. Great little fish. I mean, that could be said about any Apisto. Buddy. He's never this needy. It's so, like, only when I'm streaming. Yeah, he almost got me. Common names are so ridiculous that is listed under Indonesian Super Dwarf. Not even going to try to pronounce that one. Sumatran Miniature Cyprinid, Ruby Tetra, Ruby Rasbora, ridiculous. Yeah, yeah. John the Certified Guy says, I just stick to ICX. Yeah, I had to bust out the ICX the other day when all my quarries were dying. Where did I get that amazing hoodie? This was a gift. I have no idea where it came from, but it's a 3D all over printed hoodie. Oh, buddy. I don't even know what's on the back because I can't see the back, but can I show the gray hat behind you? I wore it last week on the stream. Davo. I'm assuming you're talking about that. It's just a bunch of fish, flag, etc. I have it in black also. And I have it in brown somewhere too. All right, go lay down. Go. Go lay down. Go. Go lay down. Too much, buddy. Too much. Big Shrimp said, I've had a Pisto McMasteri, really cool fish, bred like crazy. Yeah, one of the easier Probably I would say like the second. Cockatoides being the easiest. McMasteri, probably the second easiest Episto. Gazel says I gotta go. I'll catch you later. Peace. See you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Fritz Fix Ick is a good ick med. I saw some studies that were done when they were coming out with it, and it was not very exciting. But I'm sure it gets the job done. I mean, even mild, like what's the Seachem one? That's like really mild. Even that will cure ick. I forget what it is. Paragard. Even Paragard will get ick, and that's like the most mild medication out there. And of course, you know, salt. There's lots of stuff that work with ick. Turn around, Bob. We'll tell you what's on the back. But if I turn around, all you're gonna see is the chair. Oh, it's the same. The same as on the front. Then there's not much on the sleeves. There's a little bit there. I don't know what this is. Maybe a stocking or a present? I don't know. The guy on Bob's sweatshirt looks like Randy that works at Aquarium Co-op. Does you think? I would say this is not a very good Chevy. Yeah, I would say this does look more like Randy than Chevy Chase. That's a good call. It's supposed to be Chevy Chase. Bob, do you follow the inch per gallon? No. How do you know how much you can stock in your tanks? Isn't Paragard a saltwater med but safe for fresh? No. I mean I don't know if it's used. I don't know if saltwater people use it, but I've been using it for freshwater forever. I don't know that it's advertised as saltwater. I want a harsher med that does more. Just use Fritz Copper Safe. Yeah, just kill everything. Nuke it all. Looks more like Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is the stapler. I'm glad he doesn't make those movies anymore. Favorite live foods for conditioning cories? Blackworms. 100% by far. Nothing. There's like blackworms, and then maybe something like way down here would be number 2. Fry. So I've never actually spawned Corydoras for the sake of spawning and trying to get like maximum results. That's what I'm going to be working on now. So I've spawned lots of cories, but it's just been kind of casual. What I'm going to try first is going to be micro worms. That's going to be my go-to when I start spawning them. As far as live, and I'm going to be doing, if it works, I want to do micro worms and golden pearls, which are not live, but you know, mix the two. That reminds me of those Pauly Shore movies. I hate to admit it, but I just watched Son-in-Law like a month ago, and there was some funny moments in it. Not gonna lie, but yeah, very, very like similar. I don't like Rob Schneider as like a leading role. He's not. I don't know. I can't think of any movie where he was the lead. Well, Deuce Bigelow is good. Okay, that's the one. Outside of Deuce Bigelow, I don't know if there's a movie that I liked of his where he was the leading role. He's definitely a supporting cast. Bob, making the copies, wearing the red hat. What? I don't get it. Bob, I have some great fry foods. If interested, message me. Yeah, I'll check out the site if I remember. Let us get some grindage. Son-in-law is still funny. I would probably like I want to say El Camino Man, but the Ice Age one, El Camino Man, Encino Man. I'd probably like that one still. Apparently, Brandon Fraser has some new movie coming out that's supposed to be really good. that was a South Park reference. I'm glad somebody got it. Rob Schneider is the stapler. Rob Schneider is the elevator. I want to see Reckless Kelly. It's a Pauly Shore project with Hugo Weaving as the cop villain. Interesting. Encino Man holds up. I just remember loving that movie when it came out. El Camino Man. Hey, it's kind of like all the same letters. El Camino Man, Encino Man. Right? It's the best Christmas movie? Wait, which one? Oh, Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. Psh. Psh. And besides, everyone knows... Yeah, wheezing the ooze. Everyone knows the best Christmas movie is Trading Places. Like, get out of here with Die Hard. It's Trading Places is the best Christmas movie. Behind Griswold Family Vacation here. Christmas Vacation. I mean, this is obviously the best Christmas movie. But that's just an obvious, like, right? It's not even fair. We don't even talk about this one as far as it's always like the second best. Trading Places. El Camino Man. Biodome. See, I remember starting Biodome back in the day and like stopping after like 20 minutes. Like I never got through it. Bruce Willis even says Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. All over a dollar bet. Me and my best friend, we always bet $1. Everything's $1. I actually owe him $1 because I bet that the Seahawks wouldn't win 6 or more games. So thanks, Seahawks. Now I owe my buddy $1. What was the one where Adam Sandler and Lieutenant Dan are rockers who take over a radio station? Rockstars? Lieutenant Dan. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese. I know which movie you're talking about, but I can't think of the name either. Is it Airheads? Airheads, maybe? I don't know if Christmas Vacation is better than Home Alone. Ooh, I forgot about Home Alone. Home Alone might be number 2. Home Alone might be number 2. Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Trading Places. Even Home Alone 2 wasn't terrible. Airheads. Home Alone 3 was god awful. Everything after 2 was terrible, but even 2 was pretty good. Even though it's basically a remake, still pretty good. All right, I think I'm going to end it here because this dog clearly, I think, needs to go O-U-T. I think that's what his problem is. I've never seen Trading Places. I had to look it up. What? Jamie Lee Curtis? Yeah, you need to watch it, my friend. You need to watch it. All right, so that's going to do it. Before this gets really weird. But thanks everyone for coming. Super chatters, lurkers, members, mods, non-members, everyone. I really appreciate it. We can continue the debate next week. I might wear this all month long. I don't know. We'll see. But until then, I guess, same bat channel, same bat time next week. Monday, 3:30 p.m. PST or 5 p.m. PST, depending on your level here. But, yeah, I hope you all have a great week. Thanks again. And, yeah, gonna go walk around in some snow, I guess. Yep, see, they know. They already know.